Hey everybody, and welcome to a Lefty Knitter podcast, episode 228. This is December 31st of 2023, and it'll be my last episode of this year. Thank you to everybody who has supported me through my channel, through social media, through messaging, just being there, for liking, for commenting, for being a fiber friend on the internet, for being a real friend in real life. And so, yeah. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. This is a podcast about crafting, mostly knitting. I have a circular sock machine, so I do a lot of cranking too. But I do crochet and I dabble in all kinds of other crafts. So I like to show whatever I'm up to, and I try to post vlog style through the week and then mush it all together and then put it up on a weekend. And if you are not new to the channel, you already know this information, but I appreciate you coming back and watching and hanging out with me. And this might be an emotional one only because let's just get it over with, right? So 2023 was hard. I had a really difficult year. I had a few losses, one being my father, then another being my oldest cat, Vaughn, and those are the two closest ones. We lost other family pets, and so I just know everybody's like, Happy New Year, it's going to be a new year, you set new goals, it's going to be great things, and I just need to put out there that is great for people that can have that attitude. And I hope that, what you see on people's social media, you just need to remember. Caleisha just said this very well in one of her latest episodes. She's, oh my God, I can't think of her podcast name. I'll link it down below. She just posted how you only see these tiny glimpses of people's lives, right? So whether it's on social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever that is, and lots of people aren't always putting out all the bad things that are happening in their lives or the struggles that they're going through. And I've always tried to be real on here as possible. I don't want to be like a downer in aspects, and I don't want to present myself that everything's always fine, because it's not. So you just need to remember that I'm putting out maybe 30 minutes of a week, and you see reels, and that's like 30 seconds of somebody's life. So you're seeing these tiny little glimpses of a much larger portion of somebody's life. So even though Happy New Year is the saying, I'm just going to put it out there to tell you, I hope that next year can bring some people some sort of solace or comfort or change or hope. If you've set goals for yourself, I hope that you can achieve them and obtain them. Don't pressure yourself. But a lot of us, I think majority of human beings, are still going to be dealing with a lot of things that have happened in 23, possibly even 22, 21, even prior years of that. I mean, so I have the continuation of getting myself to be the PR of my dad's estate, and it's a whole thing. So it's going to be many hard, trying times still. And yes, I want to say 2024 will be a great new year and it's going to be amazing. But in reality, there's going to be lots of struggles. Struggle bus here. I'm on the struggle bus. Join me on the struggle bus. Do you need a ticket? I'll get you one. Don't struggle alone. Sorry. I don't want to make light or make it too heavy, and I don't want to I've always had a hard time with expressing how my words and how I'm feeling sometimes. So I just want people to know that, it's not always going to be great times around here. And I'm going to share, I'm not going to always share every bad thing that's happened in my life, because then I'm just focusing on the negative, right? Like, I don't always just want to focus on the negative, but there's going to be times that you just have to get through it, right? You have to just plow through it. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're all here together to plow through all the things that we need to get through. So let's get back to the real reason we're here, which is knitting and crocheting and yarn and all the things. I am wearing my Miserina. This is Caitlin Hunter. I think Caitlin Hunter, yes. And yeah, this, I might say, is one of my favorite makes of 2023. So I'm just putting that out there right now. I mean, I have probably I have a lot of makes that I really liked, but I do tend to grab for this one very often. I do like it. So, Miserina. Okay. Whew. Okay. Waterworks. All right. Now that I've said okay and all right, whatever, 18 times. Let's show you my final objects that I'm going to final finished objects of 2023, because I don't think there's going to be any more made today. Unless I cast on something crazy and am able to knit it through the next 12 hours or whatever it is. Okay. So I had started these socks in August. I had to look it up. And I started them probably because we were going camping or doing something and I needed a very simple project for on the go. Because I like having an easy on the go project at hand at all times. I do not have a lot of whips at one time. I am not that person. I've never had a lot of whips. If I get over 10, that's a lot. So, I mean, that's a whole lot for me. So these have been on the needle since August. I'll show you the label. The label, it's an Opal yarn. And you know, Opal's in German. And Wolfgang and Frederick Zwerger, I don't know if they're the ones that designed this colorway. I'm not quite sure. And I probably should have really looked up oh, it's called turntable. That must be turntable in German. Okay, so let me show you that. Because the color is called turntable. And it is a turntable. We have one of those. All right, so it's a color, color, I guess, is Farb, F-A-R-B-E, Farba, I don't know. Okay, 9045, and P-A-R-T-I-E, which would be party, but it's probably not party, is 1302. So if you are curious of this colorway and want to get it, so you're going to see what it's going to look like already. Dang it, it's okay. So I hand knit these. I use 9-inch circulars. It's a US 1, which is what, 2.25 millimeter, I believe, or 2.5. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I started these top down with a 1x1 rib on my circular needles, and I did the whole tube. So I did the cuffs all the way down and decreased for toes. These match pretty good too, other than the heels, because I didn't do yarn management for the heels. And then I cut in for my heels. So I cut my yarn and put my needles in and then cut my yarn. I do 5 rounds of straight knitting, and then I do my normal decreases. So a decrease round, a knit round, until I have, I did these to 16, but these match really good. Look at that. That's so good. Okay. But yeah, so these have been on the needles for a long time, considering. So there we go. I love this. These, I asked John if he would like another hand knit pair, because I don't make him a whole lot of hand knit pairs much anymore since I have my machine. And he said yes. So I made sure they fit his foot. I have a template for him, and then cut in the heels. I love them. These are my last, these are the last thing I finished, because I just did this heel. Nope, I did this one. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I did one of the heels this morning, so they're done. Last hand knit object of 2023. Let me show you my last cranked project of 2023. Now, if you remember, I did Socktober. Thank you all who have tuned in due to Socktober. Socktober, I did one video every day, cranking on my machine, whether it was socks or dolls or accessories or whatever I was making. And I had made this sock. Oh, I have the colorway. Hold on one momento. Okay. This is Fiber Nymph Dye Works, And this was to demonstrate changing colors at heels and toes. It was day 28 of Socktober, if you want to go back and look at that. I'll try to put on my card if I remember, if not. But this was her, it was a club. So I don't think you can get this color. I apologize. But it's on Fiber Nymph Dye Works. Okay. Sorry, I cut off the F. Fiber Nymph Dye Works. This is the Mountain Tweed base. So it's a tweed base. It's a BFL. So it's 85 BFL, 15 Donegal Nep and nylon, okay? And then it's 219 yards because it was a sock set, and I did the 50-gram sock set, so it's a shorty sock set is what she called it. This was part of the Backyard Bird Watchers Club, and it was called Lady Cardinal. Lady Cardinal. So if you know the cardinals, there's the male cardinal who's red, the girl cardinal who is brown with a lot of the red accents. Very beautiful, both of them. And sorry, this was the second edition for November 2022, and it was 5 stripes in the color, and then you got 2 minis that were 20 grams each, 87 yards. One was called Beaky Orange for the beak, and Evergreen. So I used, oh, I didn't put this one on a blocker. I'll use my Fangirl fibers. Okay, these are a little, they're a medium, but I think I might have cranked these a little shorter than normal. Okay, and I have 2. So I did these to demonstrate, see, and the heel's not sitting right where it's supposed to be, but that's okay. I did a hung hem, and I had cranked this on for the 28th, and then I just finished the other one like 2 days ago. I just hadn't finished it. So I was showing how you can change colors for heels and for toes, because I did the evergreen and the beaky orange. And then this is the 5 stripes. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. And I have 2, I promise. I have a second one. And yeah, so I wanted to show different techniques also you can do on the machine, not just every sock being a different, like, whatever. I don't know. Words. So. And sorry, this is not going to be, this is a one-shot clip here because I didn't record anything through the week. We'll talk about that at the end. Okay, so I have 2, and these are for me, so I'm gonna, yeah. And I have all my other ones up here. I haven't cranked any of the other ones yet. Last thing I'm gonna show you. Nope, I have 2 more things. I apologize. One more finished object I'm gonna show you, and that is the emotional support chicken. I don't know the designer's name. I know there's a few people that were doing, Andy the Knitress was doing an emotional support chicken along, and I just cast one. I did this in 2 days, but we were very low-key at home pajama people for the last week, only because let's real talk. Christmas, we had Christmas. We actually were able to do Christmas at our normal time, like the normal day. The last 2 years was COVID Christmases, so we had to put off Christmas, but we were good. But then John got really sick with like some sort of stomach bug. I'm not quite sure what it was. And then I got sick. He was sick for 2 days and felt kind of better, but then I was down and out for like 2 days with a terrible headache. We all tested negative. I don't know what was going on. And then as soon as I was kind of feeling better, John was sick again with some sort of stomach bug that just did not want to give up on him. So we've had very low-key days. So I made myself an emotional support chicken. John said it's Eddie, so now it's Eddie. But whatever. I used scraps, all scraps. It calls for worsted weight on a US 7, and I used fingering weight scraps. And actually what I did use some of was I had some hand spun scraps that I didn't know what I was going to use. So it just depended on how thick those were. I would hold it with either 1 strand or 2 strands of fingering. But if it was regular fingering weight yarn, I had some single ply fingering weight yarn that I was like, I don't know what I'm ever going to do with this because I can't crank it in my machine really well. And I love using scraps in my machine, but I just can't really do that in my machine. So I used a ton of scraps. Let me show you. here's Eddie, apparently. This is Eddie. Even though chickens are girls, this is Eddie. I picked the eye color. I have a few different colors, but I picked green because green is my favorite color. So yes, and her belly is blue and green and brownish. So let me insert a video here. So I'll be throwing this clip in somewhere, but I'm not sure. But I decided I was going to make an emotional support chicken. So here's my chicken. Here's its belly. And I went downstairs and I got the good old fiberfill. But I also went downstairs. This is when I first got my sock machine. I grabbed this big glass vase we have. And at the bottom you can see all the messed up scrap yarn. All the waste yarn. But then on top of that is ties and other scraps, but mostly ties, because when I cone up my yarn, this sits right behind my winder, and I'm going to be using all this to help stuff my chicken. What great little memories to throw in my chicken. So thank you to anyone who's ever ordered from me. All your ties are in here, and they're all going to be in my chicken, and I love it. All right, time to stuff the chicken. Okay, so I'm back. So, you saw the video. I did not use any polyfill, actually, in this. It is all, like, the scraps that I showed you from that vase. So, it's really special now, because everything inside is, like, scraps from projects, scraps from orders I made on Etsy for people. So it's filled with so much like beautiful loved yarn, and that makes me very, very happy. Oh, I didn't mention this was cranked pair. I called it the finished pair, number 32. I'm pretty sure I cranked more than 32 pairs of socks. I just probably didn't catalog them all. I'm not quite sure what happened. So I just, yeah, 32. I've been trying to keep track of how many pairs I crank because I think it's interesting to see. 32, I thought I would crank way more than that, but nope. There we go. Okay, back to, we'll call her Edie. John can call her Eddie, but I'm going to call her Edie. So, emotional support chicken. Here, maybe this will be my screenshot. Emotional support chicken. Oh, she should go this way. I love her. All right, so a lot of whips, or a lot of finished objects, I should say. One last thing I need to show you because I want to be held accountable. I have another project I haven't shown you guys in a long time. It's a Stephen West shawl, but I'm being held accountable, and I am almost done this because this I was working on a lot, because let me tell you, this is the Coles River Kerchief by Toni Lipsey. Sorry. So it's a crochet project. I'm using this skein of yarn that looks like this. It's beautiful. It curls a lot, so it's really hard to show you guys what it really, really looks like. But I have made some progress. So last time you guys saw this, I was here. So I was up to here. Let's just kind of fold it where it was, okay? And I have this. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was this way. Ha! If only I knew what I was doing. So I'd only had from this curly tail down here to here the last time you guys seen this, okay? And I got up and I did this lace section. Now I'd done this lace section down here. It was wrong. I did not rip all the way back to here, but I had gotten way past that lace section, and I ripped all of that back to the lace because I needed to correct it. It was wrong, and it was way wider than it needed to be. I was doubling up the amount of stitches somehow when I did the lace. I didn't read it right. I've read it right now. I've read it correctly now. But this is now the corrected lace. And I have gotten to the point where I did the flat section, and now I'm back to that lace section, and you use up every last bit just finishing this out in the lace on the edge. So I really put a lot of work into this, considering I ripped out probably 10 inches. That's okay. But I want to be held accountable because this might be one of the first objects I finish for 2024. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah. I do like crochet. I can't wait to block this because, like, look at that sausage casing. And this is not Tunisian crochet. It's just the nature of the crochet, I guess. I don't know. I've never had it curl like this before in regular crochet. So if you've had this happen to you, please let me know because I've just never experienced it. And I'm using my tulip hooks. I love these hooks. I want to get a red set. These are the gray. They have a red, a pink, and a gray. And I have I love these so much. If you need to see what the hook looks like. Because some people like different hook sizes. Sorry if you heard that. That was the weirdest little internal burp ever. I don't know. Sorry. I'm not for everyone bag. I love this. My little notions bag. That's what I have to show you guys. So other than I've apparently done a lot of crafting. It doesn't feel like I've done a lot of crafting, but I've done, that seems like a lot. So, yeah. So, while doing the crafting, I finished the crown. So, if anybody's watching the crown, sorry, my hair is air drying, and it just looks like a hot mess. Watched all of the crown. I've now finished that. I think that is the final season also, which they stop at, if you're, well, I shouldn't tell you, but I mean, it's real life stuff. So if this is the final season, they stopped when Charles and Camilla got married. So, that's the end. They don't show any more than that. And it makes me wonder if they don't show any more because, events that happened kind of after that, everything with, Harry and Meghan Markle and everything is very controversial against the monarchy. So I guess maybe they just didn't want to go past that point, or maybe that's what they had agreed upon to go to that point and that's all they were doing. I don't know. And I don't know when this actually started filming, but I think it started filming before Queen Elizabeth even had passed away, because that hasn't been that long, right? I mean, that's only been like 2 years, maybe? Like less than? I'm not even quite sure. Either way, I enjoyed the series. You know, I guess it's different. It's I don't know how they got, like, a lot of the information is obviously from real life newspapers and whatnot, but how they had made these conversations happen, or how they chose to make these you know, that's all, I'm sure, very controversial anyway in certain light. So whatever. I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was done really, I thought it was done well, in my opinion. Again, I don't know the family personally, so I don't know. Okay, now I'm just rambling. So as I said in the beginning of this, I'm not making goals. You know, I mean, there's things I know I need to do and want to do, but I feel like I've never been a goals person. Like, setting goals has always been just not something I've done. So I'm not going to set goals. But if that's what helps you, because it is kind of like, you know, writing a to-do list, you know, to-do list, a goal list, you know, it kind of goes hand in hand, bigger scale. But, you know, if that's what needs to be done, then you need to do that for yourself. So make sure you are taking care of things that you need to take care of for yourself, helping, you know, others when you can, checking in on others, doing all the things, because even though it's a new year, it doesn't mean people's problems have went away. And yeah, it's not like magically just resetting. God, that's depressing. All right. What a way to end the year. I don't know. Just keep doing what you need to do to get through, what makes you happy, what you can do for others. You know, That's my main message, right? So yeah, that's it. Until the next episode, y'all, I'm gonna leave a clip at the end of what is our new family member, in case you would like to see our new family member. And I'm gonna leave that clip at the end. So until the next episode, peace, love, and happy crafting.